To get to your settings, you scroll to the top of your Upwork profile. You can click right here on Profile Settings, or you can click your image and get to settings from here as well. Here is where your profile settings lie. And from here, you have the ability to change the settings of how your profile shows up and how your earnings are displayed, as well as other settings that impact your Upwork experience. So first, the visibility, I suggest to always leave this on public. You want to stay in that algorithm and you want to keep your pipeline full at all times. Next, you get to choose if you want to show your full name or just your first name and last initial. If you're full into being a freelancer, if you're here to build your personal brand, there's no reason to not show your full name. There's no reason to hide that. So I always like to leave this on my full name. And unless you have a specific reason, I suggest doing that as well. And remember, you can always highlight and hover over these sections and it'll give you a little bit of a reminder of what they mean. So for this is your project preference, and this is something you can always change at all times, but I highly suggest keeping this at both short-term and long-term projects. Even if you just want long-term projects, don't pick this because a lot of clients that want to hire for long-term start out by hiring a freelancer for a short-term project. And for that short-term project, they see how you do, and then they might offer you a long-term project. So no matter what you're going for, I really suggest leaving it on both. The next section is your earnings privacy, and this is only if you have the Freelancer Plus plan, but what this does is it lets you hide your earnings, and this could be beneficial if you don't have any earnings yet. And if you have the paid plan, you might want to go ahead and check this box off until you have a couple of reviews and money earned on the platform. Once you start earning, you want to show that off. You want to show clients that you have earnings here. So once you have those, I would uncheck this. And the next part is your experience level. When you're starting out, I highly suggest never choosing entry level. You always want to set it to intermediate. If you have any foundation of a skill, you can eventually work your way up to expert. So intermediate is where you can get started, you can get some money earned on the platform and earn a pretty good rate. Whereas entry level, it's pretty much just beginner level work. They're highly competitive, very low paying, and they're not providing much value. This is jobs like data entry and things that don't require any skill. They're just monotonous tasks. Don't undervalue yourself here. Good people are very hard to find. So go ahead, start with intermediate and work your way up to that expert level. Moving down, the categories is the skills that you provide. So as we went over previously, this is those 10 skills based on what skill set you provide. And as you can see, these are my two pillars, my website and mobile development, and my sales and marketing pillars. Make sure you choose skills that only you can serve on because this is what your Upwork experience is all based off of. Then you have your specialized profile section, which we will go over shortly, followed by your linked accounts section. Your linked accounts, I suggest to go ahead and if you have any of these accounts, go ahead, link them up, make sure they're professional, of course, and this is another way you can add more credibility. Everything you can do that's professional and that adds to your profile, I suggest to go ahead and do. Now, let's get into the last part of this section where we are going to go over your specialized profiles.